Hey Retro Tech friends, and welcome to another edition of Dave's Retro Video Lab. Today in the lab we have a special guest with us. We have Greg. He is a computer collector. I'm a video camera guy. Greg, tell us about this very cool piece of retro tech. What is it?
Sure, this is a Macintosh Plus.
Ah, very neat. Okay.
Came out in 1986.
Yep.
The original Mac came out in 1984.
Now, what is the difference between the 1984 Mac and this 1986 Mac Plus, right?
The main differences are memory and storage.
Okay.
This model came out with 1 meg.
Wow. Not a gig, but a meg. Not even multiple megs, just 1 meg.
It was upgradable to 4, though.
Oh! You know, my coffee maker upstairs probably has more memory than this thing.
At least.
At least. Okay, so we talked about the memory, Greg. Let's talk about the Mac Plus's brain. What made this thing tick?
Right. The Macintosh Plus was powered by a Motorola 68K 8 megahertz processor.
My understanding is a Commodore 64, which came out a few years earlier, had a 1 megahertz processor.
Correct.
And this had 8 megahertz.
Right.
So that's a big jump.
Yeah, big jump for the time.
So it's onboard graphics, I guess?
Correct.
And what was the screen resolution?
That was 512 by 342.
Wow, that's good enough for Mac Paint, I guess.
It's fine for Mac Paint.
By the way, quick side note, just putting this little title on the screen, it took 3 of us to figure it out. When you bought one of these, it did not have a hard drive. You had to floppy
Correct.
swap, right?
Not only did it not come with a hard drive, you could not put an internal hard drive in it. You needed to put an external hard drive connected to the SCSI bus in order to increase your storage.
Now, this is the computer, and down here is the hard drive, right?
Correct. Separate units, powered differently, and they connect via the SCSI cable.
Okay.
The main unit, the Macintosh Plus, by itself, costs $2,600.
Which is about $6,000 in today's dollars. What about the hard drive?
The hard drive, originally they came out with a 10, a 20 SCSI drive that you could add on. Those were quite expensive, probably around $1,500.
They overheated, is that right? And
Correct.
why is that?
Correct. There's no internal fan that came with the unit.
Okay.
You could add fans on, and they did. You could buy them third party, and they helped with overheating, which caused problems with the solder joints.
All right. Now, one thing is, I can hear it. Let's take a listen. That sound is coming from what?
That's the hard drive fan.
Oh, that's the hard drive fan.
Right.
So is this thing going to crap out on us? Or no, it's just that's the sound it makes,
You
right?
just have to keep it at under freezing.
Oh, under freezing? No. Oh, great.
No, just get an add-on fan, and it'll be fine.
So no cryo cooling is...
no liquid frost, no liquid...
Oh, actually, speaking of upgrades... these things were all proprietary. You just couldn't crack it open and plug cards in, right?
You could open it with a special tool.
Right.
Difficult, but you could open it. But once you got it open, there really wasn't much you could do. You could upgrade the memory.
Yep.
And there was an accelerator card put out by Brainstorm, and that was about it for internal.
Wow.
So most of the add-ons were external, such as printers, modems, and hard drives.
Now, were those aftermarket, or were they all from Mac? Like you had to buy it all from Mac?
They were from Apple.
Right, from Apple.
There were add-on modems and of course printers, but generally there was an Apple version of any of those devices as well.
But unlike IBM's PC, which you could crack open, throw in all different sorts of cards, and they licensed the you-know-what out of that system, unlike Apple, which was very closed, is that what you would say? Is like a closed system?
End-to-end control over the unit by Apple. There were no slots to add peripherals.
Wow. You know, it's so funny when, you know, back in 1986 when this came out, it was really high tech. And, you know, we looking back and trying to use this, we're like, oh, why doesn't it do this? And how come it doesn't do that? And it's really interesting. We take so much for granted that when we go back or when we go and use this, it's a very different, frustrating experience.
Yeah, when I was setting this up, I learned over and over again as I work on these that we have come a long way, and these can be challenging, but they're fun to work on.
Now, speaking of working on, So we were talking about collectability. Are these
Right.
really collectible?
They are.
Okay.
The older the Mac, the more collectible.
Okay, that makes sense.
You've probably heard of original Apple ones coming out that are very collectible, very expensive these days.
Now, an Apple One is like, which one is that?
That was the original one.
Was that like the circuit board?
Yes.
Oh, that
circuit
one.
board
And
in a wooden case.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Okay.
Designed by Steve Wozniak.
Okay.
And you had a TV that it would use for the monitor.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then you had the 1984 Macintosh, which I'm sure is really collectible.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
That was came out with 128K of RAM, and generally this was in response to complaints of being underpowered.
But now, if I want to buy one of these, is this cheaper than a 1984 Mac as far as collectability, eBay, or the same?
It depends. They in good shape. An original Mac probably would go for a little bit more than
one of these
than
guys.
The Mac Plus, but it depends on the seller and the buyer.
Of course, of course. Now, let's say I want to jump on eBay and I want to buy one of these after watching this episode of Dave's Retro Video Lab. Greg, what is in store for me when trying to hunt down one of these and buy one?
It comes down to luck.
Like everything on eBay. Yeah,
and,
what else?
And the knowledge of the seller.
Yep.
What condition it's in.
Yep.
You want to find an ad that's got a lot of information, pictures.
Yep.
And whatever you're really willing to pay, upwards of a few $100.
So let's say you want to be crafty and you want to get one that's not working as to save a few bucks. What can you do as sort of a quick fix to maybe get it working again?
Sure. Some of the ones you want to look for, maybe the seller has put in a note that when they start it up, there's a tone.
Okay.
That's a good sign that it's salvageable.
Okay, good.
Things like the condition of the case, because
yeah.
as with many of these old devices, you can get parts on eBay just as easy as the whole unit. So you might go after a good-looking case, and if it's not working at all, you get that at a cheaper price, and then you break down the parts and buy working parts.
Let's just say I am not computer savvy, so could I buy one of these and fix it myself?
Sure. Watch a YouTube video.
Like everything.
You'll
just
learn all
it's on
about
YouTube. Okay. What are some of the easy fixes?
An easy fix would be anywhere from the easiest fix would be maybe the brightness knob is turned all the way down.
Okay.
That's a great find.
All right.
Some other things might be if there's a picture, but it has a funny or weird check pattern. That could be simply capacitors that you could replace out.
Now, capacitors, are they easy to replace? Everything seems like that's old, needs capacitors replaced.
Right. With these older units, the capacitors are larger, so they're a little bit easier to work with. And they can just simply be clipped off the motherboard, and the new ones can be soldered on.
Ah, okay. So to fix one is not impossible.
No.
You just have to have some patience and some determination.
And a little bit of luck.
Oh, and a little bit of luck, definitely. Well, Greg, I want to thank you so much for stopping by the lab and bringing us your Mac Plus. I think this is so cool. Can we keep it?
You can.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let's rewind.
Yes.
Yes, we can keep it?
Absolutely.
Holy cannolis, we get to keep this Mac Plus. You sure no givesies or no, what do you call it? Give it backs? No backsies? See, the crew is sort of right. I'm not really smart when it comes to those things. Anyway, but Greg, I can't even begin to thank you so much. Thank you. This is just awesome. This is going to have a nice, definitely prominent spot in our lab. So Greg, thank you so much, and I want to thank you for watching. We really appreciate you stopping by. Take care, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, everyone.